I'm Pierre Noizat, the founder of blockchain.io. As an engineer, it's not every day that I get to speak on stage after a filmmaker, so I try to be up to your expectations. So blockchain.io is the new project of the company Paymium that I founded in 2011. I have been involved in cryptography for a long time, starting in the 90s with pay television projects. Digital television is one of the very first large-scale application of cryptography, and now we are obviously monetary systems are involved in the innovation field of cryptography. But I started in digital television, and now in the early year 2000, I started working on other payment systems, and it's only natural that I found this invention in 2008 absolutely fascinating. It was resolving one of the holy grail of cryptographic research, namely building a database without a central administrator, what's known as a blockchain. So that's why I booked blockchain.io domain name in 2012, April 2012, and we didn't think much of blockchain at the time. We thought it was a pretty lousy name for a business or even for a website. But the central bankers helped us a lot with the marketing of the name because they started talking about blockchain technology because they couldn't use the word Bitcoin in their reports. So blockchain became very popular with consultants and in general, and now we are at a conference called Blockchain. So that's fine, but blockchain is not the whole story. As you know, blockchains don't scale up. We need off-chain protocols. Some of you are familiar with Lightning, for instance, the Lightning network. That's a layer 2 protocol on top of the Bitcoin protocol. There is a similar approach for Ether. In general, we need what we call a protocol stack to build the Internet of Transaction. So that's what we call the Internet of Value also. What's happening today is the building up of the Internet of Value. It's a transition to a new world in which financial transactions don't travel anymore exclusively on banking networks, on the networks of the banks, on proprietary networks, but financial transactions will travel on the internet. Just like voice, the same transition happened to voice. Prior to the transition to what we call voice over IP, voice was traveling on proprietary networks owned by telcos, and telcos were explaining us that it was the only way to ship voice from A to B. And now the voice is just data like any other data on the internet. And transactions are going the same way, except there is more resistance, even more resistance from banks than there were with telcos, because banks are even more powerful than telcos. So Paymium, to tell you a bit about the company, I started in 2011. It's one of the longest running Bitcoin exchange in the world because at the time there was only MTGOX and BTC. For those who were early adopters, those two platforms have disappeared. We took a different positioning because we felt compliance very early on. We felt compliance was an important factor of the security of an exchange for many reasons. And as a result, we are still in business, and the other two platforms have disappeared. So in particular, accounting of a platform is a critical element of the security of the platform because there are very particular requirements for the accounting of an exchange, for instance. There are millions of transactions on an exchange, so your accounting system needs to be able to handle millions of transactions. And that's not done with a spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet. So that's typically the type of technology that's not visible from users, but that's critical to the security of an exchange. And I could have many other examples. So that's our focus, security and reliability. Okay, so I'll skip that because we don't have much time today. Andreas Antonopoulos is, in fact, the first person, to my knowledge, that's advertised the phrase Internet of Money, that we are totally aligned with this vision. As I said, there is going to be a protocol stack for this Internet. There is going to be more than one blockchain. There is going to be off-chain protocols, and I will tell you a bit about that. So the components of the Internet of Money are exchanges, wallets, and explorers, blockchain APIs. Those are the key components to build the Internet of money. And we as a crypto exchange, blockchain.io is a crypto exchange. It's one of the key components we feel. And then on top of that, applications can be built. So we are a crypto exchange. That means you can hop from one blockchain to another. That's the idea behind the name blockchain.io. Crypto exchange allows you to switch blockchains and switch currencies, in fact, because as we said, currency system, a monetary system is made up of more than one protocol. So there is going to be I'd say a traditional cryptocurrency exchange. That's the main business of blockchain.io. The distinguishing feature that we are developing and we are going to be deploying soon is the what we call cross-chain atomic swaps. So that's an option as a trader. You'll have the option to trade in a trustless manner with a fair exchange, what we call a fair exchange protocol. That is, you escrow the coins on the platform, but you remain in control of the coins at all times. The platform cannot just walk away with your coins, so that removes entirely what's known as the counterparty risk. It's probably the first time in history that in the financial transaction can be performed without any counterparty risk. We think that's an essential property of cryptocurrencies. So sometimes central bankers talk about the definition of money by Aristoteles, store of value, medium of exchange, etc. And they always forget about programmable, because Aristoteles was not aware of the fact that in the 21st century, money would become programmable. Money would become a network and a platform for applications. So that's the fourth property that's missing in the definition of money. Last but not least, ICO services will be able to will allow ICO issuers to list their token on the platform, and that's the last step in the ICO process. And before that, we'll try to help them with the digital marketing and all these complex operations of launching an ICO. It's becoming a very competitive field. And we are here to help ICO issuers with the process from the collection of the funds, of the proceeds with our platform, all the way to down to the listing of the coins. Because if you have no liquidity with the token, there is no point in making the ICO. So we are strong believers in ICOs. I think that's probably the killer app of cryptocurrencies, is the ability for any community to issue its own money. So it's a very strong value proposition. It's a new option for financing, and it's not only a financing mechanism, it's also a marketing mechanism. Because with your own token, you can have marketing incentives that you don't have with equity, for instance, equity financing. So we think it's going to be huge in the next 2-3 years, starting with utility tokens, mostly today, and then security tokens becoming more and more popular, as the previous presentation explained. So we are great believers in ICOs in general, and we are in fact running our own ICO. That's a utility token to pay the trade at a discount on the platform, and the ICO is going in public phase in September 27th, so pretty soon. It's going to be called the BCIO token. Okay, so as I said, investing in blockchain.io means investing in a key component of the Internet of Value. So if you share the vision, that's what's happening today is the inception of the Internet of Value. It's probably a good idea to invest in one of the key components, that is the crypto exchange. The cryptocurrency exchange will have all the features that are expected, obviously, by professional traders and retail investors. Like I said, compliance is one of our focus that's in the DNA of the company, of Paymium, and we are in constant conversation with AMF, which is the French equivalent of SEC, and we want to keep things aligned with the market authorities. Things are much more complicated with central banks. I don't believe there is much to talk about with central banks at this point because it's clearly there's a cultural gap with central banks. But market authorities in general are very open to talking about these new technologies for financing the economy. So it's a very useful conversation. So Paymium and Blockchain.io are two different platforms. Blockchain.io is dealing only with crypto-to-crypto trading. Paymium is about trading Bitcoins for fiat currencies. So we are adding very soon the dollar and the yen to Paymium. And you'll be able to transfer Bitcoins free of charge between the two platforms without any fee, because obviously we have optimized the systems, notably the cold storage is optimized for the two platforms. It's pooled for the two platforms. But customers will have accounts on the two platforms, and they can move coins between them. Basically, Paymium is used as an entry point in the crypto space as a crypto investor, and Blockchain.io is used to diversify in other coins and in tokens. Okay, so that's all I had to say. Thanks very much for your attention, and I hope to have you on the platform pretty soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Pierre.